Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone is well. I hope you guys have had a beautiful sleep. I hope you guys have had a good Saturday and you are fresh for Sunday and you guys are ready for the Community Shield. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, and we have a lot of updates for you guys today. You're going to be happy and excited about these updates. If you are familiar with this channel, what you're about to be told, you already know. You already know, because on this channel we have been behind this Baleba story. In fact, no, on this channel we've been ahead of the Baleba story, guys. About 2 or 3 days ago, I already told you that personal terms had already been agreed, guys, and now all of a sudden all of the journalists are saying that exact same thing. People, we've been ahead of this. We know exactly what's going down. We know exactly what's going to happen because I already told you. So on this channel, this community here, we already know a lot of things that are going to happen in the transfer window. So today we're going to go through this exact news. It is breaking, or it has broken already, guys, that Baleba has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. We're going to get into it today. Baleba is a player that many of you, in fact, not just you, I think all Manchester United fans around the world can unite and say this is the player that we not just want, we need. We absolutely need. And like I keep saying, guys, I told you that personal terms with this player has already been agreed long before the journalists are telling you. So we're going to get into that story today, people. So we have the Baleba story. Also, guys, we've got Hojlund. Yes, Hojlund is leaving Manchester United. It's not just a maybe. It's not just an if. And I also told you guys this at least 3 days ago, that once we are ready to sell Hojlund, it doesn't matter if Hojlund wants to stay. He's now a part of that bomb squad. He's now a player that we desperately want to get out the club. And I told you that one, Jim Radcliffe does not want Hojlund to be here. He will go. I already said this on this channel. So, guys, we are Chosen Wisdom Football. The wise men in the chat, we are vindicated because we already know about Baleba. We already know about Hojlund. And now, the Donnarumma story, there might be something in the Donnarumma story. Remember, I said about 2 weeks ago, I was not going to report on the Donnarumma story until I felt that something was more concrete. I couldn't believe that somebody who just won the Champions League with PSG would entertain a team that finished 15th. And also, his wages. His wages are an issue. With the new regime, the new system, the new ethos that we are creating at Manchester United, he's already on about 300 grand upwards, or at least near that at PSG. He's going to want to maintain that kind of salary. That's one of the reasons why I didn't think we were in for Donnarumma, but it seems like there is something in this Donnarumma story, guys. So there's a few things for us to talk about. Big up the chat. Big up the community right now, because you guys have been behind this stuff. You guys have listened to me. And when I told you that personal terms had already been agreed, you believed me. And now you know you guys are vindicated and we are vindicated. All the other community, the United stands and the United views, they're all now saying, look, personal terms are agreed. You guys knew this 2 days ago. You guys knew this 2 days ago. So big up the chat. I already can see TK, T Kizzle. Yeah, my guy in the chat. Turkish in the chat. Yeah. And we're testing mods as well, guys. The channel is growing a little bit more and more every day. So eventually we're going to have to start having conversations about moderators and so on as well. So big up everyone. I hope you're well, TK. I hope you're good, spectacular. I hope everybody who is listening is feeling well. This is a friendly channel. It's a fun channel. It's also an educational channel. We analyze football as much as anything, and we also have fun here. We deliver the news. We talk about football. We have our watch-alongs. We analyze the game with our tactical analysis. We do everything here, and we have a fun time doing it because that's what it's all about, people. Football brings everybody together beautifully. So smash the likes on entry, people. We got upbeat. We have an upbeat show today. The Community Shield is in about half an hour. So the show will only be about 15-20 minutes today. Not a long show. Just delivering you guys these updates. But I'm in a good mood. Baleba, I told you guys about Baleba. I told you guys why I was smiling, why I was feeling so good. And I was just waiting for this news to reach the journalists because it had already been told to me. So let's go, people. Let's go. Without further ado, let's get stuck into what has been going on, why everybody is now excited. So anyway, and IndyCar News have been behind this story. We have to give them credit because before people were saying they weren't real journalists, and a lot of conversations were about these people. IndyCar, I think they're a team of journalists. But with regards to the Baleba news, they've been first. They've been before the Fabrizios and the Ornsteins. They've been first. Of course, we've known something already. But let's get into it. As the tweet on screen says, people, Baleba wants out of Brighton. Personal terms have been agreed. Like I keep saying, we know this. I've been told this. This is what I've been told. And this is the information I gave to you guys, I think on Wednesday, when this was announced that we were looking at him. I said there's something I've been told by somebody. I also told you guys that we've been working on this for much longer than you think. I also said that this deal is more advanced than the journalists even know. We have been talking to this player for a while. We have agreed personal terms already. The only thing that's happening now, people, and I can only repeat myself, is that the news that this has happened will start trickling out. We agreed personal terms 2 weeks ago with this player. He wants to come here. He's agreed to come here. I've told you this. The only thing that's happening now is that Man United are now drip feeding this information to journalists bit by bit. The action has already happened. It's just the information about the action that is now being drip fed to us. That's it. That's all that's happened. The only thing we now need to focus on, guys, is Manchester United agreeing a fee with Brighton. I said this already. That's it. We want to get the situation as close to the Mbumo situation, the Sesko situation as possible. You guys can all see the pattern in every single one of our transfers. If you want to come here, we will go after you. We will only go after you if you've agreed personal terms and you want to come here. That is the strategy. End of story. So if you see Man United approaching Fabrizio and the journalists that they like to brief about things like this, it must mean, according to our strategy, that we've spoken to him and agreed personal terms already. I'm quietly confident. I'm not 60% or 50%. I'm about 40% that it will happen. 45% it will happen. So still less than 50. I know after all of this talk, I'm still not, that high. And the reason why I'm not that high is because the financial aspects of this deal, it needs to be proper. Man United needs to come to Brighton correct. Brighton are not a joke club. They're not going to accept any joke offer, right? But this is positive, guys. Very, very positive. So all I can say is, let's relax. Just like Mbumo, we got just over 3 weeks left, which means United know they need to do this quickly. Another reason why this is moving quickly is because we know there is not a lot of time. There is not a lot of time. The only reason why we do not get this player is if Manchester United do not pay the fee. That's it. Anyway, let's read on. It goes on to say Carlos Baleba has made his intentions clear. He's verbally asked Brighton to let him move to Manchester United. That's a transfer request right there. It's not a written transfer request, people. Not an official one. But he's told Brighton he wants to leave, and he told Brighton he wants to go to Manchester United. He is getting 12,000. If people in the chat can tell me if I'm wrong, he's getting about £12,000 a month. Are you joking me, guys? 12,000? I might be wrong, but I'm sure it's around that much. He's on pennies. He's on pennies, people. You think personal terms will be difficult to be agreed with Baleba? Man, he will be happy to accept 50k. And I know United are probably going to offer him about 100 grand. To go from 12 grand a month to 100 grand a month, this guy is going to sign a contract quicker than flipping Speedy Gonzalez. Aiba. You know? That is so random. But you get this on this channel. Random shit. So, let's read on. And it gets even more interesting because Baleba's agent has given the thumbs up on the personal terms offer if Brighton agrees to let him go this summer. Everything's done, people. I've been saying this. This part of it, that's convincing him, all that, it's done. Let's turn that page and let's work on the fee. That's it. That's it. Brighton at this moment have not fudged or nudged, should I say. They ain't fudged either. They ain't fudged. But they have not nudged from their 100 million valuation on the player. That's an issue. We, in an ideal world, Manchester United want that fee to be lowered. We, in an ideal world now want Baleba to start, not training. Start doing certain things. TK's made it clear that it's 12 and a half grand a week. Sorry, we get paid monthly. I get paid monthly. You get paid monthly. I forgot. These players get paid weekly, not monthly. Yeah, they're richer than me, so I forgot. It is a weekly salary. Of course, footballer salaries are quoted weekly, but nobody's fudging British Bull. But I want a fudge though. I want a man of fudge. No, a toffee. Is toffee fudge? But we are believing, and we will manifest it just like other United fans. We will manifest this. It was highlighted to us, especially in the last game. And guys, please check out my match reaction and also check out my match analysis, my tactical analysis. They're doing well. My tactical analysis especially is doing very well. So check that out as well. But yeah, we are here, people. And I'm excited. I woke up and I saw this and I was like, yes, I was waiting for this. I couldn't hold it in any longer. You know when you've been told something and no one else is reporting on it and you got to wait. You got to wait until all the journalists start saying that personal terms have been agreed because you already know this. So now that they've reported it, I'm like, yes, vindicated. I can now talk about it to the chat. Personal terms have been agreed. We can actually get this player. They're smart as well, guys. Man United they're the ones. Man United are the ones putting it out there that this deal will be hard to do and almost impossible to do. They're the ones saying this. One thing I like about Man United this summer, guys, the way even in Mbumo, we were frustrated with Mbumo and how long it took for the deal to happen. I get that. We were on this channel, we spoke about it every day, and Mbumo was taking long. We were frustrated. Yeah, I was. You guys were. We get it. But the way they've been operating this summer with regards to only approaching, listen, no De Jong, no Nigel De Jong settings, no chasing a man who doesn't want to, come here, knocking on his door, like Jehovah's Witnesses. No disrespect to any Jehovah's Witnesses in the chat. Yeah? Offering him chocolates, a Turkish delights. You know them ones. And man's like, no, none of that no more, guys. None of that no more. We ain't rejection FC. You come here. If you really want to come here and then we will bid for you. Do not waste our blood clot, bumper clot, ras clot, pussy clot time. That's me not being professional when I swore just now. Yeah, but I don't care. Sometimes excitement takes over and you need to let it out and be free. Like in Sinners, we were free. I'm joking. I digress, people. I digress. But what's the chat saying? How the chat feeling? Have I gassed you guys up? Loads of chats. TK in the building, setting pace. Turkish setting pace. We are believers. TK says we'll definitely agree with the fun part. All right, TK. Slide dig on the flipping educational part. But I'll punch you up, TK. Don't worry. Sorry, I don't. Turkish says drop your locations too. Yeah, drop your locations, people. Bobby, big up, Bobby. Big up yourself, Bobby. Tell me where you're. Preston, Bobby. Lancashire, Bobby. Big up, Bobby. Stay in the community. You are most welcome, Bobby, to stay here. Be a part of this new thing. We are London here, Bobby. North Londoners. No. I'm not a North Londoner. I live in North London. Let me not do this. I'm from South London. I just live here with these North London widows. No, I'm joking. Anyway, Wendell. Big up yourself. Wendell's in the house. Hello, guys. We will definitely get the deal done. Wendell came with his optimism. Hoping and praying we sign world-class goalkeeper. Donnarumma rumors are rumoring. The Donnarumma rumors are rumoring, guys. Let me know what you guys are saying about Donnarummizzle. Good day, Wendell. TK's. Yep. TK, yep. Corrected me with a 12,500 a week. Thank you, TK, man. British Bulldog says, who is fudging? Who is fudging? I love that, man. Big up British Bulldog in the chat. Big up the community all day. What's Turkish saying? If everyone's interested in trying the modeling, let us know. We are a bit interested in trying it out. I said modeling, but listen, you could be, if anyone is interested in modeling and modding, you know, you don't need to look as good as me, but you don't need to look as good as me to be a mod, right? But if you want to model and mod, let me know. We could do both. My gosh, we as Manchester United fans must give the manager and team time. We must be patient. Take into account our front three must still settle in and gel. Big up to Ineos if they get Baleba and Donnarumma. Wendell, we're going to have to talk about bigging up Ineos a bit more. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to, some of you guys, I hate Ineos, but you're going to have to eat some humble pie and say, do you know what? Let's be impartial. Let's be objective and give them a little bit of praise. In my tactical analysis, which is up, guys, I speak a lot about cohesion. I speak a lot about how do we get cohesion. Cohesion is achieved with repetition. We know this, repetition. How do we get repetition? Do we spend more time on a training ground? But the training ground, as much as you can train, it doesn't represent a match. It doesn't have the same intensity of a match. It doesn't feel like a match. Ideal world, we will get that repetition. We will get the cohesion with more matches played. Either way, we need more cohesion. We need better relationships with the players. The players need to form better relationships with each other. On the right-hand side, Amad Diallo and Mbumo need to figure out who's going to stay outside and hold the line, who's going to come inside. If you want to switch it, you can switch it. One other thing I said in my tactical analysis is that having a fluid front three is a good thing. We know that having a fluid front three will mean that, I don't know, defenses are more discombobulated. They don't know who to pick up, who to mark. We understand that from an attacking point of view, in terms of the defense that we're attacking, they don't want to play against a defensive front three. However, if you're trying to define and develop relationships and cohesiveness within a team, is having a fluid front three a good thing? You need players to stay in their position, understand their positions, learn their positions before you can start doing a fluid front three thing. So check out my tactical analysis, people. I really go deep. I go in and I break it down as I always do. Listen, it's probably best to watch it sped up because I talk really slow. But have a look, guys. Have a watch. It's doing well. These videos are now starting to pick up. People are starting to watch them, and the channels is starting to get watched. It's starting to get eyes on it. So we're moving, people. We're moving, and we're gonna keep moving. Let's go back to the topics, though. Let's go back to the topics at hand. Yeah. Should we quickly go to Donnarumma? Since we mentioned Donnarumma, yeah. What's happening, guys? This is one of these news I don't have any inside information on. So I can't talk like I know anything about this. I've already said to you guys that when it comes to this stuff, I know as much as you guys know, and all I'm doing is really reading this stuff. I didn't want to report on Donnarumma because I didn't even believe it. So I might have been wrong with this stuff. But it looks like there is a chance we could get Donnarumma. Let me know, chat. This is one of these questions I'm going to ask the chat, how they're feeling about Donnarumma. Are you more on the men's side? Younger, less experienced goalkeeper? He's going to be on less wages. he will fight Onana maybe for the #1 spot, or Donnarumma. You get this goalkeeper in. His wages are an issue, people. I keep saying this. He doesn't fit into the wage structure. Is he going to get a wage cut? Does he want a wage cut? I don't think so. Which means he's going to come in and maybe get paid upwards towards 270 or something like that. Who knows? Chat, give me your feelings on Donnarumma, a more experienced goalkeeper. And Donnarumma does make mistakes, people. Let's not pretend we're going from a mistake-ridden goalkeeper to a perfect goalkeeper if we get Donnarumma. Donnarumma will also cost about 26. I think they're quoting 26 million euros or pounds. I'm not sure. It might be 26 million euros. Either way, not very expensive either. Let me know, guys. Donnarumma, Lemens, where are you going? I think it is clear that the club is putting it out there that they will definitely get a goalkeeper. So, Bobby says, I can't big up Ineos. Ineos saved the Glazers. Bobby won't do it. Bobby's seen Ineos sign all these players, start making the right moves, reinvamp Carrington, but he still won't give Ineos any credit. I rate Bobby. Staying strong in your conviction. But Turkish said, Bobby, are you going to be very happy here because we agree? TK says, I know it's only pre-season, but let's acknowledge that we haven't lost a match in 6. TK, amazing. Do you know how it feels? Right. Let's not. I think what TK said there has something. The reason why we're also a bit happier, the season hasn't started yet and we ain't lost. Last season, we were losing every game. Game after game. We weren't scoring goals. Our attack was the worst in the league. Our striker, many said, was the worst striker in the league. The attack was poor and the goalkeeper wasn't great. He was poor too. We were depressed. We were traumatized. The season hasn't started yet. In pre-season, as TK said, we haven't lost a game. We haven't felt defeat. That's another reason probably why we're optimistic. I want to temper everyone's expectations. I know British Bulldog thinks we're going to win the first 5 games. All I'm saying is if we do not win the first 5 games, are we going to be the manager out straight away, or are we going to understand that even if you bring in great players, it still takes time for those players to gel and for cohesion to happen? I want to know where people's mindsets are going to be. Are we going to be a sort of dramatic channel that if we lose 3 games, the manager out, or if we win 3 games, we're going to win the league? Or are we going to sort of temper our expectations a bit more realistically, a bit more objectively? What's the feeling? You know, what are you guys feeling? Because the more I think about it, the more games I've watched, I'm like, do you know what? The manager's right. It's going to take a long time for these guys. Maybe we will get better throughout the season. I can see us after 2 months in the season starting to click. And Mbeumo is going to start to understand Ahmad's runs. Cunha is going to start to understand Dorgu's runs. We're going to start to understand that Sesko drops deep and he likes to peel off to the right. So let's spray a ball to the channels. We need to understand each other's games. We've got a guy from this club, guy from that club, a guy from that club. All different ways of playing. Bring them together and in 2 weeks, ball out, guys. Sprinkle some dust and ask them to ball out. Go on, guys. Ball out. Become PSG overnight. No, that's not going to happen. So where are we? Where are we? Where's our expectations as a channel, as a fan base? Hypothetical questions, but also actual questions for the chat to think about. Expectations are important. The season will be a success or failure according to your expectations of what you think will happen with this manager, with this system, and with these players. Anyway, just a little food for thought before we quickly move on, guys. This is quite interesting, guys. I put something on the screen. Someone's done some quick evaluations about players, the buys, the sells, in terms of the next phase of our strategy, saying that, you know, the next buys could potentially costs us 116 to 130 million. And sales, if they happen, if we get the sales done, we could receive about 137 million. So if the sales happen, we could easily make these buys, is essentially what this tweet is saying. And plus, to be honest, we could, even if all those sales don't happen, we can probably still manage to make at least a Baleba signing. So just a bit of information, and once again, food for thought. Listen, every summer we're told that we don't have money. Man United, this is what Man United do. Here's a little secret as well. We kind of don't have that much money, but what they do, they always make sure they allocate transfer funds. That's something that people don't talk about. You know how in the governments, they all say they're broke, but they always allocate about 2 trillion to defensive spending, and everybody needs defense spending. You need to put money into your army. No matter how poor you are, you can drop spending on NHS, you can drop spending on whatever, but most people put a lot of money into their defense spending. That's kind of what United do. They would rather go broke in all other areas, but when it's transfer season, transfer time, I think usually we, especially for our new managers, we spend about 200 million net, usually. For Ten Hag, for Amrim, for Jose, it doesn't matter. Jose got Pogba and Ibrahimovic and all these players. So we do usually find money for transfers every summer, even though we are broke. Anyway, what's the chat saying quickly? What's the chat saying? Wendell says Donnarumma is world class. I'd rather pay his salary and win matches. There you go. Wendell's like, I don't care. He's world class. World class. Bring him in. We'll win more games with him. He'll save more shots. Don't ask me no more questions, Wendell's saying. Wendell's basically saying, Chosen, don't ask stupid questions. I hear you, Wendell. I hear you. TK says Donnarumma will guarantee a leave for Onana. Lemens will battle Onana for number 1. That is true. That is the difference. Donnarumma means Onana. Yes, you might have helped us get your Cameroonians in, but you have to leave. Whereas Lemens is, I'm going to battle you for the number 1 spot. Maybe take it off you next year. Bobby says, if we can't sell Onana, then maybe we can loan him out. Interesting, Bobby. Personally, I would rather sell him. But you're right, maybe we can loan him out. Maybe his stocks haven't completely fallen and there'll be teams in for him. British Bulldog says we are winning the Premier League. I told you. There you go. British Bulldog. Don't forget, guys, British Bulldog in the chat says we are winning the Premier League. We have to hold him. Bobby agrees. Guys, the CEO says we are winning the Premier League by 2028. Right? That's what he said. So let me know if you agree. It seems like some of you guys agree. TK says, haven't lost in 6 and Sesko is just about to lace up his boots. Growing pains are sure to come, but I don't recall this optimism in the last 5 years. TK, spot on. Spot on, bro. I fully, wholeheartedly agree with that statement. There's something in the air. And I know some of you in the chat don't rate Ineos, but they are moving. They're in bed with the Glazers. You have to compartmentalize things, guys. We got to try. Do you know when someone has done something bad, but also done something good? It doesn't make them a good person. It doesn't make them a bad person. It means it's nuance. It means you can say that. Say that you're not a good person. You're not a bad person. You just done some good shit. You've done some bad shit. I think that's how we got to look at Ineos. Ineos, you've laid in bed with the Glazers because you're broke and you couldn't buy the club outright. That's why. You didn't have enough money to buy the club outright, so you partnered up with the Glazers and you bought some of the club. Yeah? You guys are now teams. However, you have been trying your best to prove that you're not like them. Jim has put his personal money into the club. Don't forget. The Glazers have never done this. Jim injected his personal cash into the club. The Glazers borrowed money to buy the club. 1. 2, Ineos have revamped the whole system. We've been crying out for director of football, all of these little fancy little data departments, all these things. These guys have wiped out the whole thing and refurbished the staff. We are now being run like a serious club with, certain titles and certain positions that other clubs have had for a while. We've got rid of a lot of staff. Love it or hate it. I know that's contentious, but we got rid of a lot of staff because we didn't need all this staff. We got new people in. We got new facilities. Carrington. The Glazers would have never revamped Carrington. Never. Never. And we're now in talks of getting a new stadium. Last season, we brought in 5 defenders. We brought in Lenny Euro, Mazraoui, Delit, Heaven, Aiden Heaven for £1 million. Dorgu, if he keeps improving, he'll be worth 50 million by the time he's 23. And then this season, Cunha and Bumo, Sesko, and now Baleba. And still people are saying Ineos are the same as the Glazers. Listen, you cannot like Ineos. And I still don't like Ineos. I still think they've got a lot to do. I still believe they went in bed with the Glazers, all of these things. But I'm also going to praise them. I'm going to criticize them when they do some crap. And I'm going to praise them when they do well. Like it was my child. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, guys. We can be impartial and be objective with our analysis. Anyway, let's check the chat quickly before we move on. Big up the chat. Please smash a like on entry if you can. Subscribe if you are new. It's a good community. We have sensible conversations here. I was the person who voted that United were going to win the league in yesterday's poll. Turkish. 1 game a week start. We can all do it. This 1 game a week, yeah? Another question I want to ask the chat is, everyone's talking about having 1 game a week is a good thing. Is it better to spend more time in the coaching ground, or is it better to just have matches? Having matches is the best preparation you can have. We are playing people and we're playing teams who can have a match in midweek on a Wednesday and then play us on the weekend. They're going to get used to each other quicker than we do, because we're going to spend so many times on a training ground and only have 1 match a week to get used to each other and then back on the training ground. So all I'm saying is this, guys. In theory, having 1 match a week benefits us, especially the way the manager talks about training and coaching and all these things. I'm just flipping it on its head, asking a question to the chat about how do you actually learn better. Some players are not good trainers. Whether you're Wayne Rooney or whoever you are, Zlatan, some people don't even like training. They go to training, don't do anything, but on match day, they turn up. Eric Cantona was similar. I'm just flipping it on its head, asking the chat, having 1 game a week, will it actually help us? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So, we'll see. We'll see. Let's check the chat again. Zachary says it's doable for United to win the league if you get Baleba and Donnarumma, British Bulldogs, Donna Dude, and we def win the Donna Dude. Donna Dude, bro. He's not a kebab, bro. The Donna Dude. The shish dude. That's silly, man. The Shishko. The Shishko. My Donnarumma and Shishko. My lord, we are Turkish here, right? We are kebabbing here. Wendell says we will struggle in the first 10 games. Don't expect a title charge. We still far off the top 4, but the players like Baleba, Donnarumma, and the front 3 automatically makes them team better. We need time. That's why I like this chat. We have the banter. We have the, well, I don't know how serious British Bulldog is about winning the league, but we have some real serious optimism here. And sometimes you like that. I'm a bit negative. I'm a bit of a pessimist. So have British Bulldog in the chat gassing me up about winning the league, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But also having Wendell step on the little ants. And, you know, Wendell's that guy that steps on ants in the garden as a child. No. So, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. Wendell's like, no, not nothing. Who's that Toy Story? Who's that Toy Story character? That bully. Anyway, Wendell will come with some realism and remind us to get off the cloud and put our feet back on the damn ground. You can't fly. You don't have wings. Go on. Which one? Oh, the cloud that Goku rides. Simbus. Nimbus. Flying Nimbus. Is it Flying Nimbus in Dragon Ball Z that Goku rides? No, get off Flying Nimbus, bro. That's what Wendell's saying. Get the hell off Flying Nimbus. We need to believe. Join me. Now, British Bulldog is starting his cult, bro. A cult within a cult. British Bulldog's like, we need to believe. Join me. Hey, sorry. Let me guys. Let me focus. Sorry. Um, Wendell says, "How is it possible that Casemiro, Shaw, and Mount survive another season at the club? Even Ugarte not good enough. Like I said, we still have much to do. Wendell, we gonna talk about that. Wendell, we gonna talk about that, man. Wendell is correct, bro. Wendell's just coming. Wendell's like, I'm tired. um, British Bulldog said we're winning it by Christmas. What? So Christmas time will be like 20 points ahead, yeah? TK says, seems like all our outgoings are loans. I'm okay with that to a certain degree. Yeah, I guess when you get to a point where you just want these guys out, you're like, flipping it. Okay, you can borrow the tool. I don't really want it. I want to sell it, but you can borrow it for a week and bring it. I don't want you to bring it back, but as long as it's not here, I guess. The ages of United young players mean that winning it. Yeah, I mean, the transfer activity is very, very precise. Baleba's 21, Euros 19, Heavens 19, Cheeto, then you got Amaz 22, then you got Dorgu who's only 20, you got Cunha's only 25, you got Sesko's only 22. I think this is why they say we want to win a title by 2028. We're gearing up for the next 2 or 3 years to just keep improving, and hopefully by the time Sesko's 25, by the time Lenny Euro's 23, and plus Lenny Euro wants to go to Madrid. Lenny Euro wants to go to Real Madrid. So we need, because he's a 100 million defender, he's that good. In the next 3 or 4 years, we need to start showing at least Lenny Euro that we're serious. Otherwise, he's going to fuck off to Madrid. He will. He will. So, Bobby, if we win the Premier League, Bobby, I don't know what I'm going to do, bro. I will lose my mind, bro. If we win the Premier League, it's going to be like a Leicester thing. It will be like a Leicester thing. TK says Ineos are evil. Yes, but agreed on the starting to run like a big club again comment. Bobby says, I will support Sir Jim if we win the Premier League next season. All right. Bobby has still high demands, high expectations. He's not budging. I like that. See, you don't need to agree with me. But as things, I don't care if you agree with me. Everyone's got different opinions. If you don't agree with me, I want to know your reason. I like to understand your thought process and how you've got to this logical conclusion. That's what I'm like. I'm analytical in nature. If I, go left and you go right, sometimes I just want to know why. Why have you chosen right? That's it. We can have difference in agreements. It's fine. I'm not an Ineos lover, but I'm slowly starting to see what they're trying to do, I guess. City still off it. Liverpool transitioning. Arsenal or Arsenal. Other teams will beat each other, be tied, etc. Win, 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 win. British Bulldog is painting that picture. He's orchestrating these images in it. I see when British Bulldog tweets, he's not tweeting, but says certain things in the chat, you can see how he's thinking. You can see it. I hear it, British Bulldog. I'm going to say it. We do the domestic treble this season. Bobby says Chelsea won the Premier League on 1 game a week. See, Bobby is showing us that it can be done. Listen, I just threw it out there. Whether it's beneficial, really, really beneficial. Is every game, if you play 1 game a week, every game essentially is a cup game. Right? You're gearing up for 1 game. If you lose that game, you have to wait a whole week. That loss has to manifest. Maybe that's probably why playing 1 game a week, you play better. Because you don't want to sit, with that loss for a whole week and having to, I guess, make up for the loss the week later. If you play in midweek, on Wednesday, you just punch up another team. You get the loss out your system and you're back again. 1 game a week, that loss will flipping soak in like flipping you are marinating some good jack chicken. Yeah? Or some good curry goat. It will marinate. So I hear it. Wendell says, I'd rather play once a week, avoiding injuries and give us a better chance to move up the table. The last thing we need is unnecessary injuries and then play Casemiro, Shaw or not. Wendell is talking about trauma there, When Wendell says, last thing we need is injuries and then play Casemiro, Shaw or Nana, that is like Wendell waking up in them night sweats. Thinking of those players can be catastrophic. I hear that. TK says we need coaching and training always. If we just have a single game a week, we don't have other games to learn from. League losses will feel worse as no other games to play to forget a bad loss, which is exactly what I said, TK. Listen, on this channel, we got to be nuanced, bro. We don't do black and white stuff. Even things that are black and white, yeah, we can talk deep about it. And we can, that's what I want. This is why I want a channel, bro. Because too many conversations in football, yeah, are just, he's good, he's shit. He's a success, he's a failure. He's a legend, he's not. He's a I'm like, nothing in life is black and white. Everything is grey. Everything is grey. Everything is nuanced. Most things are spectrumized. Spectrumized, that's not a word. But on this channel, it will be. Wendell says, low chosen. I'm not negative, just optimistic. If we win the league. No, Wendell, I'm not calling you negative. I'm calling you pragmatic, bro. Pragmatism, yeah, is good. Somebody who's able to cut the crap, cut the shizzle, and say what it is, say what they see, not how they feel. Because often what we do, we say how we feel. Sometimes cut the crap and say how you see. Wendell's that guy, yeah, who says what he sees. Yeah, and I like that. Bobby says, British Bulldog says, players train better to be in that. Yeah. The players are going to want to be in that team. Like, once the season starts, there'll be some players who are going to know that they're not part of the first team. If you do not start the first game and you're not even on the bench in the first game, maybe start thinking about finding another club. Maybe. So this season is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. And next season, if we make signings, I want to make first team signings again. Listen, if Brandon Bumo and Cunha and all these players have to hold bench because we're bringing in better players, that's the point. I don't have no allegiance to players no more. I don't care. We need to, next season, we buy first team players to replace the first team players and put the first team players on the bench. Imagine having Cunha and Bumo on the bench because we have even better number 10s. I'm not just picking on them, I'm just using them as an example. But yeah. We can punch up an FA Cup or League Cup team. Yeah, exactly, Bobby. Exactly. Anyway, Hojlund stuff. Hojlund news, people. Now, I'm gonna be I might be a bit toxic here and with what I'm gonna say about Hojlund. Maybe. So Ben Jacobs is reporting that Rasmus Hojlund has now been directly told he'll need to leave to gain minutes this season and is considering his options. Manchester United prefer to sell, but have not ruled out a loan. Milan prepared to meet Man United's 40 million valuation via a loan, fee and buy option. Listen, we've been burnt with Sancho, and Sancho wasn't even a buy option. I'm pretty sure it was reported that Sancho was an obligation, and still they didn't follow the obligation and sent him back. Now they're talking about loan by option, which is not even an obligation. Listen, that doesn't make any sense. It's either you want to meet the 40 million valuation with an obligation or just by buying him, but to meet the 40 million valuation by including a buy option, do you understand what I'm trying to say, people? It's a weird tweet. It's a weird tweet, people. But this is good news. And I know some of you guys in the chat want Rasmus Hojlund to stay. But here's what I'm trying to say to you guys. If you are told that you need this money from Rasmus Hojlund to get Baleba, nobody's keeping Hojlund. Because we understand how important Baleba is. I understand, yeah, that in pre-season, he played a half, 45 minutes where he looked decent. He held the ball up a little bit and he took a shot that hit the post, right? But what I don't understand now is the fan base trying their best to rewrite Rasmus Hojlund's time at the club and are now forcing this narrative that we now need two strikers of the exact similar profile now, even though we're playing one game a week. I'm actually getting angry at this narrative. The reason why I'm getting angry at this narrative is because the 5 bomb squad are told that they need to leave, right? You don't think Malacia wants to fight for his place? You don't think Rashford wanted to fight for his place? You don't think Onana wants to fight for his place? Yes, they all do. But when this guy says he wants to fight for his place, it's like we should keep him. When they say they want to fight for their place, we should sell them. He is not good enough. That's my opinion, right? Rasmus Hojlund, is not good enough. Our attack, was the reason and is the main reason why we finished where we finished in the league. We did not score goals. As much as you guys, even in this chat here, want to blame Onana for everything wrong last season. Because that's what happens, right? You start off by bantering Onana a little bit, cussing him for the 6 goals he conceded, which is all fun. He's rubbish. I know he's not good. He needs to be sold. But then eventually, the narrative is we finished 15th because of Onana. Because he conceded those 6 goals and made those 6 errors. The corner, the parry at Bournemouth, the goal that went through his legs, and about 3 other mistakes he made that led to goals, right? We finished 15th just because those 6 goals. We finished 15th because we could not score goals. I'm tired of repeating this. I'm tired of saying this. We did not score goals. We conceded the same amount of goals as 52, 53 goals in the league we conceded, which is all right. We scored about 45. But still, if the goalkeeper is as important as the striker, so we say, the front end and the back end, our goalkeeper's not good enough. But this goalkeeper played for Inter Milan and Ajax, and he was fine. But he's not good enough, and we need to sell him. Our striker's not good enough, but we need to keep him because something, if Sesko gets injured, something, 1 game a week, something, we need to... Listen, I don't care if you like him because he's got blonde hair and green eyes. And I'm saying this because I'm having a go right now. I'm having a go because it's a certain community. It's a United Stand sort of people. The United Stand sort of people would be like, keep Hojlund because he wants to stay and he wants to fight for his place. But everyone else who wants to stay and fight for the place, they need to go. Listen, Zirkzee is our second striker. It's fine that we have 2 strikers of different profiles. We don't need to have Sesko and then Hojlund. Similar profiles. We can have Sesko, then we can have Zirkzee, who's a slightly different profile. And also we have Cunha. I don't really want to see Cunha there, if I'm being honest. But I think I'd rather see Cunha there than Hojlund. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of you might disagree with my opinion, but I just want to get it out there. I want to get it out there. If the club want to sell this guy and they don't see he's good enough, and that's it, he's gone. Let's not do this. Everyone else that the club wants to sell, they can go. They can go. I don't care if they want to fight for their place. But this one, the club want to sell him, but we have to keep him. I can't believe... I see people online saying, I can't believe we're going to sell Rasmus Hojlund. We should... What? I've just literally seen this club finish 15th. The worst season ever with the worst attack in the league, and you want to keep this player part of the worst attack in the league just because something, fight for their place, something, 1 game a week, which contradicts itself. Is if 1 game a week, we don't need 2 strikers, you can argue. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, I'd rather, listen to me very carefully, people. This is the ground I'm going to stand now. I've said what I need to say about Hojlund in terms of we have also not done our thing. He was a developmental striker and we haven't really developed him. We also have a part to play in why he hasn't been a success. I'd rather take Dominic Calvert-Lewin to be our second striker, to come off the bench, because at least I've seen him score goals in the Premier League, than keep Rasmus Hojlund. And I know that opinion is not going to be agreed with by everyone in this chat. But we got to learn to disagree with each other. Some of you guys will disagree with what I'm saying. I know that. And I'm going to read the comments and then read the chat in a second. But this is where I am at. I don't care anymore. Onana has to go. Onana's when I like Onana. He has to go. So I'm going to be ruthless and say, I don't like Rasmus. He has to go. Onana, I think Rasmus Hojlund is a worse striker than Onana is a goalkeeper. I think in the spectrum of things, Onana is a 4 out of 10 goalkeeper. I think Rasmus Hojlund is a 2, 3 out of 10 striker. That's what I think. A lot of you guys will disagree. Heavy opinion, I understand. But it's how I feel about Rasmus Hojlund. So, anyway, let's see what the chat is saying after this. Hello, Eddie. They'll sell him, get a free, or British Bulldog said they'll sell him, get a free or loan, e.g. Calvert-Lewin. British Bulldog said it. If Lewin comes to United, I will toss my cookies. No, but listen, I don't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin, bro. Like, I don't want him. I'll just give an example. I'd rather take someone who I've at least seen score goals in the Premier League. But I might have gone over the top with that one, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I ain't gonna lie. I might have gone over the top with Dominic. But the point still remains. Eddie says Rasmus should go back to consider the RB Leipzig deal. I truly think he would do better there. I agree, Eddie. I agree. But he's from Italy, and how much you guys rate the Italian defense? You know, I think he'll do good at AC Milan. Try and get Jackson on loan. Calvert-Lewin must retire. Stay far away from him. I agree. I wouldn't take Calvert-Lewin, but the point is, I was just showing you that I think we need to be ruthless. He's been given 2 years, and like I keep saying, we've also failed him. We haven't developed him, but we need to be ruthless as a club in order to get back. I'm done now. I think I'm done with feeling all emotional about players who are not good enough leaving. I'm done with that now. I'm just like, listen, get rid. If he's not good enough, get rid. And keep moving. Onana, get rid. Keep moving. I think I'm getting there now. Wendell says Onana will cost us dearly if we keep him as number 1. I agree. The whole team was terrible. That's true, Bobby. The whole team was terrible. Jackson, there's a reason Chelsea want him out. No Jackson, bitch. I'm not having that. I'm United stand up. British Bulldog is not having what I said. I know that. And I want to keep Rasmus. Yeah, British Bulldog disagrees. He wants to keep Rasmus Hojlund. TK is Lewin's bobbing. Wendell says Zirkzee will have a very good season. Hojlund has no say in the matter. No one is exempt. He has to go. British Bulldog says choose chatting another t-shirt you could do. Nah, British Bulldog is definitely not feeling what I said about Rasmus Hojlund, which is fine. No. Bobby says we definitely need to get rid of Onana. We keep or leave Onana, Hojlund. Yeah, they're both bad as I mean, they're both as bad as each other. British Bulldog says I've got opinions on chatting. Eddie says you always get apologists who believe he hasn't been given a proper chance. Personally, I think Omar Barada's 2-year rule is a good idea. I agree. I mean, I think the 2-year rule is a good idea, Eddie, if someone gets a chance within those 2 years. You don't bring someone in for 2 years, don't give them a chance and then flub them off. Like, the fan base want to see the player play and then judge the player. We've seen Hojlund for 2 years, and my issue with this, this is also my issue. I used to play football, you know, guys. I used to play semi-pro, right? When I assess footballers, right, I don't just look at output. I don't like GA. I don't look at goals and assists. I don't like stats, bro. That's not me. I look at their football fundamentals. I understand what to look for when I'm watching a footballer. When I watch Hojlund play football, I honestly believe he lacks certain fundamentals. Just the basics. His first touch is not great, guys. It's not. No. It's not good. We've all watched Hojlund for 2 years and what his first touch is like. His general footballing IQ, understanding of the game, understanding of the striker position, in my opinion, hasn't improved. his ability to strike the ball. When he shoots the ball, he's off balance. He usually falls over. He cannot hold the ball up. When he holds the ball up, he falls over. He gets dragged around. Like, I can keep going on for a long time about his basic football fundamentals, which I don't think are at a standard. It's very difficult for me because I'm used to Manchester United having strikers like Van Persie, Ibrahimovic, Wayne Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, Louis Saha. That's the quality. That's the standard that we need to keep at the club. So from when I see people trying to cry, they're crying their eyes out, trying to keep Hojlund, a player who's never scored goals. He's never been prolific, not in the youth team, especially after seeing us having someone like Mason Greenwood, who at the age of 17, is miles better than Hojlund is at age 22. But yes, we need to. It's that stuff I don't get. And these are the same people who want everyone else out. They want everyone else out, but to keep Hojlund. No. No. It's not logic. It's emotion. It's not objective. It's emotion. And I get it. I think he's been given a good chance. He's played every single game last season. The amount of games this guy's got under his belt is enormous. So that's my stance on the issue. Lewin at Manchester United, a transfer window which will live in yeah. I threw Calvert-Lewin for an example, but I'd rather have Vardy than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. My British brother said, "Man, cushions upside down like you're holding." British Bulldogs not having it at all. Boom, boom. British Bulldog does not like my Hojlund opinion. We got Mbumo, Cunha, Sesko. We are going for Baleba, and now you guys want Lewin. I think this Lewin conversation it's taken legs. I was using Dominic Calvert-Lewin as an example, but yeah, let's stay away from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, people. Anyway, let's finish off the stream. So we've done Baleba agreeing terms, and we've spoken about. We knew this. I spoke to you guys about this 2 or 3 days ago. I was told that he's agreed terms at least a week ago. This is new news for everyone in the world except for this channel, because this channel already knew this stuff. Now it's been out there today that he's agreed terms, but you guys on this channel already knew this because I told you that this has been agreed at least a week ago. Man United wouldn't have briefed Ornstein, wouldn't have briefed Romano, who we always brief, about anything unless we felt comfortable, we felt assured that the player wants to come. The player wants to be here. He wants to come. His agent wants a player to come. They're going to push for this deal. The only thing stopping this deal from happening, once again, similar to the Mbumo situation, is us not coughing up the money that Brighton want. As long as we can get the money that they need, that they want, we will get this player. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, done. Cool. Hojlund, we spoke about Hojlund and AC Milan. Did we? Yeah, AC Milan wanting him. AC Milan looking for a loan with an option to buy. I would prefer listen, I'm not fully against a loan for Hojlund. This is why I'm saying I'm not biased, bro. I know what I know. I see what I see. I'm not against a loan. I still think, despite what I said, he's not good enough. And a lot of reasons why is because we haven't trained him and we've not developed him. I still think a team can get something out of him. And if we can send him out on loan and he can come back, once we're in the Champions League, once we've got more games or something, he can come back. I'm not fully against that. I'm not. I just want to see him do better. I want to see him be better than he is right now. Maybe he should have gone to Leipzig, like Eddie says, spend a year there, come back, and maybe maybe hold the ball up, control the ball, and start seeing the fundamentals that I think he's lacking. And then boom, truly compete with Sesko. Who knows? Who knows, guys? So yeah, Hojlund, we spoke about. Baleba, we spoke about. Donnarumma, we touched on as well. So those are the three main talking points of today. Before we go, let's see if what's happening here. What happened? What's happening here? Why are you showing me there's a fight? I'm just okay. So this Marseille was playing Aston Villa clearly, and Mason Greenwood and Mings and Anona had a fight. What is okay? I'm being shown something, guys, on our screen. What is going on here? Mason Greenwood stuck his. What is happening here? Mason Greenwood stuck his tongue out like a school kid. You know when he got look, he went. All right, let's see what happened. Flipping heck. Oh no! Oh no! Look at Greenwood. Ah, Mason, bro. Mason Greenwood is such a baller, bro. I can't believe, yeah, we saw Mason Greenwood play at this club. First touch, first touch, always immaculate. Dribble the ball, left foot, right. We saw someone like him, and people are still trying to rate Hojlund, bro. It's it's crazy. It's crazy. We saw Van Persie at this club, bro. I don't think is I just don't rate modern strikers. I think we have an issue here in football with modern strikers. When you think about all the top modern strikers, and we speak about this on the channel. I think it's because the time I grew up with, when I saw R9s, and I saw actually proper strikers, when I saw Hernan Crespo, when I saw Trezeguet, when I saw Shevchenko, like every team had a world class striker, bro. And now there's only like 5 world class strikers in the whole flipping world. Before every team had one. So I'm just like the quality of strikers now in the world, it is absolutely atrocious, bro. It is absolutely atrocious. The fact that we're spending a listen, I don't mind Sesko, and I wish him well at the club, but even Sesko, bro, the fact we're spending £80 million on Sesko, like 8 years ago, Sesko would have been a £35 million striker, bro. Or like he would have. It's crazy, but it's the state of the market. What can we do about it? It's a state of. I don't get what this is Mason Greenwood, yeah. Like look at oh man. And the funny thing about Mason Greenwood, yeah, we sold him, and I know why we listen. We're not talking about his extracurriculum activities, and I always got caveat this, yeah. We're only talking about his football, and that's it. And I know why we sold him. I know that, but the fact that we sold him for £30 million, yeah, only 2 seasons ago, and we're buying Sesko for 80 million. Oh, and he's better than Sesko. Apparently, the rivalry between Mason Mount and Mason Mount, Mason Greenwood and Ings started way back when Zlatan was playing for the club. So, and even Dallo got into a fight with Mings. So this is not even about Mason and Greenwood. It's about really Man United, and it's really about Ings. I'm sorry, Mings is. Sorry, I keep saying Danny Ings. It's really about Mings. He stuck his tongue out of Nana, bro. I don't know, man. Either way, this got brought to my attention. I don't know why I'm showing you guys this stuff, but it's all over the internet. Everyone's talking about it, and it's just weird, bro. It's weird. Um, I don't want Calvert Lewin. Nah, nobody wants Calvert Lewin, British Bulldog, bro. That's one thing me and British Bulldog can agree on. We don't actually want Calvert Lewin. No, we don't. We don't really want it. Um, Smash a like, everybody who is new. Subscribe if you're new. TK says each stream chat needs an MVP. I nominate Bobby the Preston Crush. Bobby the Preston Crusher for this stream. Where's Bobby? Bobby's new. Bobby came in, new face, and has left MVP. Bobby came off the bench and scored a brace. Bobby, you start the next game. Bobby, you came off the bench and scored a brace, so you start the next game, yeah? That's how we do it here. No bias. If you do well, you start the next game. Yeah, we ain't Ruben Amorim. We're not gonna play Dalot in every game. We're not gonna keep playing Dalot left wing back every single game and have a Portuguese bias. We're not gonna do that. Yeah. Well done, Bobby. Eddie says, "Do you trust this IndyCarlia?" I don't, but Eddie, good question. IndyCarlia, as far as I know, is a team of 5 journalists. Let's establish what IndyCarlia are, right? IndyCarlia are a team of 5 journalists, and they're all reputable in their own way. I think until they get something wrong, I will listen to them. So far with Baleba, they've got everything right. They were first to the story before everyone else was. And once again, they're giving more information than anyone else is. So I hear what you're saying, Eddie. I let's just see. I'm always somebody who gives people the credit or the benefit of the doubt until they start chatting rubbish. Like this summer, a lot of journalists have been talking out their arse. You know the word I like to use, bullicadoo. Yeah? Talking bullicadoo. Like I said, this Baleba thing happened 2 weeks ago, but they're only reporting on it now. Which is why I can say that he's agreed personal terms, because I knew he agreed personal terms 2 weeks ago. So a lot of journalists don't know a lot of stuff. But and also David Ornstein has broken news. Fabrizio has broken news as well, guys. And they've quoted IndyCarlia as the source. So they're doing their thing, IndyCarlia. They're doing their thing. Look, there you go. My United contact Brian. This is David Ornstein literally quoting IndyCarlia. Yeah, so they're making a name for themselves quickly, guys. Eddie Blacks, would you take Greenwood back? This is the question. This is the question, and I'm gonna veer into territory now where I might have split opinions. Right. I'm in two minds still with Mason Greenwood. And the reason why I'm in two minds is because he still did what he did, right? And the fan base, the media are still gonna do what they need to do with him, which is drag him. And I don't know how healthy that is for the club. On a ethical, moral standpoint, what he did was disgusting. I hate what he did, and it makes me want to beat him up. However, he's in relationship with that person. They've gone to counselling. They've worked their situation out. They now have a baby together. They live together. They are happy. I think they are married or on the verge of getting married. So therefore, I'm like, hold a second. If they've made everything up and they're now in a loving relationship and they've forgotten and they've moved on, why am I still holding on to something when it's got nothing to do with me? As someone external, away from the relationship, I can have my opinion and be like, oh, Mason Greenwood, you shouldn't have done this, and he shouldn't have, and all these things. But if I get told, yeah, that those two people have gone to counselling, they've spoken about things, they've ironed things out, they're working on their relationship, all these things, they've got this support, they've got a baby now, all these things, they love, then I'm just like, hold on, okay. Am I going to hold this against this guy for the rest of his life? Am I going to demonize him forever? That's when you veer into moral and ethical questions. As a society, we haven't figured out how to treat somebody who's done a bad thing one time but wants to make amends. Like, how do we treat that person? Do we hold him to the worst mistake he's made and just keep reminding him of it? So Greenwood's going to be, what, 40 years old? His child is going to be 20, and we're still going to talk about how we need to decide how to approach these situations. There's some people who get cancelled and then come back literally a day later, like a Piers Morgan will say the maddest things, get cancelled and come back. So it's like, it's difficult. You're going into moral and ethical conversations, and I like moral and ethical conversations, but society has to decide together, man. So I guess to conclude, personally, I will take him back. I will do if I have to do a press conference, I'll show his wife and his daughter. Just keep showing them together in a loving environment to show everybody that. And I'll have to speak to this guy. I'll have to sit him down and say, Mason, what you were doing, what happened when you were 17 years old, when you were a child, it cannot happen now when you're 22, 23. It cannot. If I get a whiff of it, you're done. I'll put a clause in his contract and all these things, you know, and I'll take him back because Mason Greenwood is the best talent we have produced from the academy in the last 10 years. Factual. I don't want to hear people talk about Kobe Manu and all these guys. Yes, they're good talents, but Mason is something else, bro. Mason is something else. So I don't want to offend anybody. I hope I haven't offended anybody with my explanation of where I kind of stand with Mason Greenwood, because it's not my intention to at all. I just want to be as objective and as respectful for people's feelings, especially feelings about violence against women. I'm not on it. I'm not on men having violence against women, having power. I'm not on it. I hate it. I hate weak men. I hate weak men who feel like they have to dominate women to feel some sort of power, to feel something. I want to fight those men. But this is sport at the end of the day. It's sport. Can we separate it? I don't know, guys. I think I said a lot about it. But hopefully I ain't offended nobody with what I said. You know. But I would take him back. I would. I think we could have. I don't know. I don't even know if we necessarily have to sell him. I think we could have handled it better. We could have squashed it down. I mean, I always say, listen, the club failed Greenwood. Greenwood, was a child when this was happening. Don't forget what happened to Mason Greenwood. Let's go back a step, yeah. Mason Greenwood was playing for Man United since he was a child, teenager, 11 years old, whatever it was, yeah, from Bradford. They knew his family were not family in, right? And this girl's family kind of took him in. You know the Ravel Morrison storyline? A lot of mixed race boys, a lot of guys in troubled families are like that. Ravel Morrison, Jesse, a lot of guys are like that. Dele Alli, right? The club can't take these little children away from their families and not support them with social workers, with mental health things. These are kids that you're taking away and you're grooming them to be Man United stars, right? The club had a moral obligation to look after Greenwood, and a legal safeguarding obligation. When they knew, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knew, the club knew, at the age of 15, 16, that certain things were happening, they should have nipped it in the bud. They didn't. They let it manifest. So at 17, it's still a child, still under the age of 18 people, a child, yeah, he was caught doing certain things to his girlfriend, right? At the same time, he's been told, just like Garnacho, you're the best, you're the future of the club. He's been gaslit, not gaslit, but gassed up like Garnacho. So these are the delicate times. 17 years old. We also failed him. The club knew what was going on. They did. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. So yeah, that's my stance on it. That's my stance on it, bro. Like, you should be able to do something, and if you're trying to make a tone, you know, trying to say sorry, you should be able to say sorry and make up for it, and it not just finish you off. But it is what it is. I think we should stop talking about Mason Greenwood now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. TK says Greenwood would be an upgrade on many of our current players. Bobby, yep. What's an MVP? Most valuable player, Bobby. That's you. That's you. Take a bow, my son. Yeah. TK says Greenwood, people are so focused on demonizing someone that we forget to move on and give them another chance. Yep, that's what I said, TK. I think it's gonna. Turkish says Bobby, you earned it. Yeah. Society isn't ready to reintegrate ex-abusers. Well, like I said, these conversations are veering away from football. Yeah. See, Greenwood, people are so focused on demonizing someone that, I've read that already. I think it's gone too far with the fans. Greenwood just won't be welcome at Old Trafford. The women's team, the fans, and the players won't accept it. Yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, it's true. I agree with that, guys. I agree with that. So that's my stance, guys, on Mason Greenwood. Anyway, I think that's most of the news today. So today's been a good day. Positive day, I think. Positive news all around. It looks like we're getting closer to Baleba. Hojlund is getting closer to being sold. Yeah, guys, decent conversation, nice conversation in the chat. Big up the chat. Please, like I said, smash a like, turn on your notifications, subscribe if you're new. Check out my match reaction. It's only about 8 minutes long. My match reaction to the match yesterday, if you want to know my opinion on the game. And I've got my tactical analysis up on screen now of me just talking about the game, breaking it down, you know, talking about the spaces that we occupied. Dorgu holding the width. I also spoke about the fact that Dorgu held the width on the left-hand side more than Ahmad did on the right-hand side. Talk about the pros and cons of having a left-footed wing-back play on the right-hand side. Yes, you know, Ahmad can cut inside with his left foot, join up the attack, link the play when he cuts inside with his left foot. If you have a left-footed wing-back playing on the right-hand side, he's facing the pitch so he can see everything that's going on. The issue with having a left-footed wing-back play on the right-hand side is that he won't necessarily hog the touchline. I think that's an instruction. I think we can get Ahmad to hog the touchline, and if Ahmad and Dorgu both hog the touchlines, we're going to stretch the opposition's back line, and therefore the 10s who play in the gaps will have more space to do the penetrative vertical runs. All of these things we have to analyze, we have to understand, and we have to improve on. So check out the tactical analysis. Make sure you share the video. It's doing well. People are enjoying it. I do talk slow. I realize I talk slow in those videos, so you might want to watch it at 1.5 speed. You might want to watch it at 1.5 speed. But it is what it is, people. Big up everyone. Big up everyone. It's a nice session. Like I said, we have known about this Baleba agreeing personal terms about 3 days ago. We knew it before it was released today. We knew he was to come. We spoke about it on our channel well before the other fan channels did. Right, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we know some shit here. We know some shit. Anyway, guys, it's been great. It's been a very interesting stream. We spoke about some very interesting topics. I haven't actually verbalized my opinion on Greenwood ever on video, ever. So very interesting topics. We keep it moving. We keep it moving. We're moving, guys. Almost 450 subscribers. We're near 500. We started at 300 about 3 weeks, 300 maybe 3-4 weeks ago. TK will tell you. TK was here early, and now it's almost 450 in like 3 weeks. Slow, but we're moving, guys. We're moving. As more people see the stream, see what's happening, get involved in the chat, I think we will be all right as a channel. I think we'll be fine. All right, last one question from Eddie. How much do you think Brighton would charge in? I think what's been quoted, Eddie, is what they want. I think Brighton don't want anything less than £100 million. I think if Man United are serious, they can't mess up the opening bid. I think their opening bid, yeah, and they have to take this player seriously. They have to show how much they want him. I think the opening bid will be £80 million plus 20 million add-ons or something. I think the lowest we'll go in our bid is £75 million with like 15 million. We might do a £90 million. We might go 75 plus 15. And if we do 90, they'll probably say no. Then we'll go in again, and then we'll do something like 80 million pounds plus 15 to make it 95. I can see that happening. But either way, Eddie, there's 3 weeks left, bro. And that's another reason why this is happening quickly. We ain't got time. I'm not saying, guys, don't come on here and kill me, yeah, if this deal doesn't happen. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying that there's information out there that these guys are late to. And I'm just saying that this deal is more advanced than... At this stage, it's more advanced than even they're saying. Right now, the clubs are talking to each other right now. The clubs are talking to each other right now. And no one's reporting that, right? But they are. It's more advanced than we think it is. TK says the player is the key. Exactly. TK knows what he's saying. The player is the key. We are putting out there that the player wants the club. So Man City and anyone else, and it's important that we do this. You need to understand our strategy. I keep saying we always put it out there that the player only wants this, that player only wants the club. That's our strategy anyway. Man City, yeah, they've lost Rodri. Man City, they are looking for a midfielder. Man City want Baleba. They do. They do. We cannot leave it till next summer, where Liverpool, Man City, who knows who else is going to be in for this player. We have to get him this summer, I think, in my opinion. And he only wants Man United. Beautiful. That's what we need. That's the news that we're waiting for. So, yeah, the team needs to gel, Eddie. The team needs to gel, bro. The team needs to gel. That's why, like I said in my analysis, I talk about cohesion, bro. Cohesion, relationships. We need to build relationships on the pitch. Everyone was waiting for the Ahmad and Mbumo link up. It's not at the moment. It's not linking up like it should be, but it's new. Listen, let me tell you something. Mbumo, yeah, is about 50% fit. Mbumo's not match fit at all. He isn't. He's nowhere near match fit. So let's be patient in it. That's one of the questions I asked, guys. I said, what are people's expectations? What do you expect to see after 2, 3, 4, 5 preseason games with a whole new front line, getting used to a whole new manager, a whole new system? Should we temper them a little bit? Those are questions that you guys have to ask yourselves, you know, more than anything. Eddie says, hopefully Amrim can get some wins even with a bad performance like yesterday. I agree, Eddie. So yeah, guys, let me see if there's any more news to report before we go. Let's have a look at the poll as well. Oh no. The poll is Onana is a better goalkeeper than Hojlund is a striker. Striker who can't strike is worse. Goalkeeper leaks worse than no goals. Both as bad as each other. See? Both as it's all even. 27% think the striker is worse. 27% think the goalkeeper's worse, and 45% think they're both as bad as each other. Perfect. Perfect. That is a perfect voting numbers there. The numbers corroborate with each other. Perfect, guys. Quickly check to see if any breaking news before we go, people, or any other topics you guys want to talk about for the next couple minutes. Jump in the chat, people. Let's just look at Twitter first of all to see if we got anything to talk about. If there's anything breaking, people, as we always do at the end of the show, we scour the internet to see if any stupidness is going on. Sesko, of course, unveiled yesterday. What do you guys think? I've said all along, yeah, that Sesko will not start against Arsenal. I can't see him starting against Arsenal at all. At all. But with a week of training, is there an outside chance that Sesko starts against Arsenal, people? I'm putting it out there. Because I said no way. He might not even be on the bench. But I don't know, guys. I don't know if I was fully happy with seeing that fluid front three. Once again, in my tactical analysis, I talk about the fluid front three. It's a good thing, of course, but it's also a bad thing. If you want to develop relationships and form cohesion on the pitch, having people change position and chop and change doesn't actually help that. What actually helps that is more consistency. So, anyway, what is this on your screen now, people? What is going on here? Yeah. Why? I don't understand this. What did he do? Can you guys fill me in on this joke? There's a picture of Dorgu on your screen, and what does it say? Bruno says either you put your braids back quick or I will cut your full hair. So does he play better with his braids in or something? Like, and then Hoyland's come in and saying, agreed, Cappy. Like, am I missing the joke here, people? If you guys understand what's going on here on screen with Bruno Dorgu and cutting his hair, because you don't joke about cutting man's hair, yo, if he's got locks, especially a black man's hair, yeah. You don't joke about these things, yeah. So obviously there's an inside joke there somewhere. People are saying Rasmus don't want to be sold. Rasmus is all saying, yes, Cappy, yes, my captain. People are saying he's declined a little bit since taking off the braid. Are people are flipping crazy though on the internet. Can you guys see this? It's funny. So I thought, I'm like, where's the joke here? Is it because they think after one game they think he declined, and they they need him to put his braids back in? Eddie says Dorgu played better with his braids. That's what. Okay, I thought so, Eddie. You know the ones I don't want to miss the joke here. I don't want to be. I don't want it to fly over my head, innit? TK says and Manu played better after losing his braids. Yeah, well, there you go. Some people play better with the wind in it on their bald head. Some people need it covered with hair, like, and need to feel warm. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, as long as I got the joke, bro. I'm like, what is happening here? But yeah, I mean, the last game, yeah, not many people played that well in the last game. To be fair, we one thing that's also clear about the last game, once again in my analysis, is the lack of intensity. We didn't play with the same level of aggression, speed, intensity, and pressing as we did against West Ham and Bournemouth in the Fiorentina game. That game against Fiorentina, it almost felt like a testimonial. It almost felt like, yes, it's a friendly, but because of the whole De Gea thing, it kind of felt, especially at the start, like these guys were just passing it. It was just so slow. So slow. Anyway. Oh, wow. Gyökeres scored yesterday. Ekitike scored today, plus a Wirtz assist. Chelsea already leading 2-0 in less than 10 minutes. Mbuma and Cunha yet to score or assist after 4-2 matches. Yes, it's pre-season, but also we deserve good things. Why is everything against us? I don't even know how to analyze this, how to break that down. It is true that we have played more games or just as many games with our new signings as anyone else, and everyone else is scoring goals and we're not. Uh, Listen, if we don't score goals, yeah, with these players, then we're gonna have to start talking about the system. The whole point of bringing in players here who set score goals is that there's no excuse for this manager. If these players, and I know cohesion, I know we got time to gel, time. I've spoken about it, so I know this. But there is a limit. We have to put some sort of expectation, right? We have to put some sort of expectation, or this guy's gonna take the piss. This manager will take the piss. The fact that they haven't scored in preseason or assisted in preseason isn't the end of the world. It isn't. But it also something that I've taken note of. I've taken note of that everyone else, all the other signings that other, the Arsenal, the Liverpool signings, they've all done something in preseason except our signings. So I have noted that it's really about how do you analyze that if once you receive the information that they haven't scored or assisted, how do you interpret that information? Do you go all out and you go, oh my lord, yes, they're right, they haven't assisted, they're crap, or do you go, well, their circumstances? We have to look at the context. How do you then process that information and come to some sort of logical conclusion? That's critical thinking, right? We can be presented with the same information and we can take, all of us can take like two, three, multiple different things, conclusions from the same information. So I won't look too much into the fact that Mbuma and Cunha haven't done their thing because as a football team, we don't score goals. And that's where I'm going to defend Hojlund a little bit and say we've also failed Hojlund. We don't, our structure and the way that we play, we don't always create a lot of chances. So we'll see, people. We will see. TK says Fiorentina isn't as intense as West Ham or Cherries. Harder to match a lesser intense Serie A team. Yeah, the lack of intensity and pressing worries me. Bobby says, I've subscribed to the channel, my friend. Yes, Bobby, we got a new subscriber, and Bobby, everyone said hi. Well, we've already said hi to you, Bobby. And you're already MVP, bro. So you can't come on your first day and own everything and then leave with the bag. Bobby came here, filled all his bag up with all the goodies, and it's left. Came, got his party bag. No, I'm glad you subscribed, Bobby. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Booby. Oops. And it begins. It begins. That's TK, bro. TK runs the channel. TK is usually MVP. He's the boss of the channel, bro. TK and the BB. TK and BB are number 10s. TK's Cunha and British Bulldog is flipping and Bimo. Wendell can be Baleba when he comes. Apparently I'm the goalkeeper. You just gotta take the piss, bruv. Calling me the goalkeeper. I don't mind. I'll be the goalkeeper. As long as I'm Donnarumma, not Onana. It's all good. It's all good, people. All right, we'll end it here, people. It's been a good stream, man. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. We've spoken about some deep topics, some fun topics. Had a little laugh. Spoke about the transfers. Saw Mason Greenwood stick his tongue out at Onana. So stupid, bro. It's so silly. Like, it's so, I don't know. It's funny, bro. Who? Mason, apparently, guys, Mason Greenwood has 7 preseason goals. If this is my prediction, and I said this about 3 years ago. I said Mason Greenwood would win the Ballon d'Or by the age of 25. He's not 25 yet, and in my opinion, he's a top 7 strikers in the world right now. I think as soon as Greenwood goes to Madrid, he will go to Madrid. He will. Remember, I told you this. Once this guy goes to Madrid or one of the other clubs, because he's going to be in the Champions League with Marseille this season. But once he goes there, it's over. It's over. There's some teams who are still afraid to touch him because of his past. But once he goes to one of those clubs, it's over. We're going to see an anyway. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. Good show, people. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, check out the other videos. I really wanted to do a watch along, but clearly not, because I think has the match started yet, guys? Who's winning? Liverpool winning 2-1. There you go. I'm gonna watch this. Should we? In fact, let me put it on. But you're still gonna and do with the bring it to the laptop. No? No, I thought you were gonna get it fixed today, you said. Oh yeah, let's not. I was thinking about doing a watch along right now and carrying on to the watch along and watch the second half of the Liverpool game on stream now. So turning the stream into basically a watch along. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think I can. I don't think I've set up for the watch along. I don't think you guys are even interested in doing a watch along for the Liverpool. So let's not forget it. Let's not do that. Big up yourself, big up the chat. It's been lovely as always. I love these shows. The chat, you guys are sick. Even if you guys disagree, it's all good, man. It's all good. We all love the club. Big up the chat. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, love is easier than hate. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for our usual 7 o'clock, 7:15 show. Also, when the season starts, of course, there'll be no transfer news, which means that 7 p.m. transfer show, I'll need to think about what show it will be instead. Yeah, we'll do a weekend roundup. I need to start thinking about the shows once the transfer season is finished and how we're going to construct the channel and on what you guys want. So you guys are going to have to start telling me very, very soon. I know you guys want to see conversations. Every channel has, split screen convos and all of these things. So that's definitely the next thing I'm going to do. Chop it up with other content creators. That's on the cards as well. So yeah, we need to start having a conversation about what we want as well, as a community going forward. But smash the like, people, like I keep saying. Let's keep this channel growing. Let's compete. Let's see if we can compete out there, because there's loads of content creators that, this might sound big-headed, guys. It will. It will sound big-headed. But I'm better than a lot of them. We are better than a lot of them. We can get there. We can. So road to 1,000 subscribers with the gang, with the team. We can do it. We can do it. Big up yourselves as always, and I will see everybody next time. Love.